Alysa Liu just redefined the word impossible on the Olympic ice. And I'm not even talking about the gold medal. We are talking about a skater who ghosted the sport for 2 years, only to storm back and break a 24-year curse for American women. But the gold that is not even the headline. The real shocker is that she did it with zero stress, zero anxiety, and absolutely no mental breakdown. While her rivals looked like they were buckling under the crushing weight of the rings, Liu was out there looking like she was having a blast at a public skate. And her plans for tonight prove it. But to understand the miracle, you have to rewind. Beijing, 2022. The music fades. 16-year-old Alysa Liu is the baby of Team USA. She takes 6th place. The music stops. She steps off the ice. And just like that, she's done. She retires. Years later, she dropped the truth bomb. She didn't just dislike the grind, she low-key hated it. She wanted to burn that bridge and never look back. The suffocating pressure, the weight of expectations, the endless training. At 16, she was mentally checked out. Let that sink in for a second. This is the prodigy who snatched the national title at 13, a record that still stands. Youngest ever. And by 16, she wanted absolutely zero connection to figure skating. 2 years of radio silence. No competitions, no brutal training blocks. Just a normal life far away from the rink. Then came the plot twist. She returned, but she flipped the entire script. No overbearing federation handlers breathing down her neck. No micromanagement. She completely skipped the traditional Olympic ramp-up. She played the game entirely on her own terms. Fast forward to the 2025 World Championships. Boom! World champion after a 2-year hiatus. Nobody saw it coming. Then, at Milano Cortina 2026, Thursday, February 19th, she delivers a performance that is simply divine. She edges out Japan's 3-time legend, Kaori Sakamoto, by less than 2 points in a final for the history books. She claimed Olympic gold, becoming the first American woman to top the podium since Sarah Hughes in 2002, snapping a 24-year dry spell. But forget the stats. This isn't your standard comeback story. It is about her vibe, her attitude, and a completely radical philosophy on pressure. Before the flame was even lit, Olympics.com asked her about the burden of the crown and the weight of the flag. Her answer, it is just not that deep. While everyone else is writing essays on how the pressure destroys them, Alysa's mantra remains, it is simply not that serious. She returned to the ice because she chose to not because the world demanded it. Passion over obligation. That mindset secured the gold while others crumbled. So how did she actually pull this off? And what truth bomb did she drop about surviving the Olympic cooker? After her short program in Milan, the press swarmed her, asking about the stress, the title, the expectations. She looked them dead in the eye and said, I don't feel the pressure. Nothing holds me down. I welcome it all. Whatever happens, it is just a story. That is definitely not the standard soundbite we have been hearing in Italy. Compare that to the rest of the field. Ilia Malinin described traumatic flashbacks flooding his brain the moment he struck his opening pose. He spoke of legs heavy as stone and lungs that would not fill. Michaela Schifrin admitted she could not imagine reaching this level again after her crash left her with PTSD. Then you have Alysa Liu saying, I invite it all in. That is the ultimate power move against anxiety. Want to know what she was actually most hyped about for these games? Not the hardware, not the podium. It was the fact that her 4 younger siblings got a free vacation overseas. When asked about the venue beforehand, she didn't talk strategy. She lit up talking about her family. She mentioned they had never been abroad. She said she needed to be there when they touched down. She wanted to see their faces when they saw the Airbnb. She wanted to play tour guide. She just wanted to be present. She was more excited about showing her siblings Italy than winning the event. And then, she went out and won the whole thing anyway. That is the magic. When you stop letting the expectations strangle you and just focus on the experience with people you love, the performance flows naturally. Yahoo Sports dubbed her the happiest Olympian alive. They noted that while others were cracking, Liu was practically laughing in the face of pressure. While her peers spiraled, she smiled. The official site praised her joyful spirit, calling her a refreshed, mature, free spirit who kept her cool from start to finish. Not because she didn't care, but because she had perspective. It really isn't that deep. Skating means the world to her, but it is not her entire universe. That detachment is exactly what freed her to perform at her absolute peak. Fresh off winning the gold, she chatted with NBC about the routine, absolutely beaming about how she handled herself on the ice. She described that final moment when the music stopped as a totally surreal, unbelievable rush of emotion. She mentioned that hearing the crowd roar while she skated made her feel incredibly connected to them. Her first thought, she didn't want to leave. She wanted to do it all over again. Listen to that phrasing. I want to be out there again. Not, I proved them wrong. Not, look what I can do, just pure, unadulterated joy. A genuine love for the spotlight. That is the magic that happens when you play the game by your own rules. Her announcement for tonight's exhibition proves she is still calling the shots. Tonight, February 21st, the Milano Ice Skating Arena is about to witness something special. Alysa Liu just dropped the details on her set list. And let me tell you, it is absolutely iconic and 100% her vibe. She's hitting the ice to Stateside, that remix by Pink Pantheress and Zara Larsson, bringing peak Gen Z energy and a fresh new costume. Forget tradition. This is not the stiff classical routine that judges expect. She just confirmed she built a brand new program for this gala, jamming to a Pink Panther and Zara Larsson mashup. Get ready for a killer new look as she takes center ice to steal the show one last time. We are looking at a gold medalist with a lip ring and striped hair shredding to pop beats on her own terms. Alysa is sending a massive statement to the world. You do not have to sacrifice your sanity for hardware. You do not have to let the weight of expectations crush you. You can reject the toxic, break yourself to win mentality that has destroyed athletes for decades. She walked away at 16 because she hated what the sport had become. 2 years later, she returned on her own terms, snatched a world title, and conquered the Olympics. She did it all while hyping her siblings' vacation more than her scores, insisting it is not that deep and laughing in the face of stress. This is a sport famous for mental health disasters where we watch athletes crumble on live TV and see 21-year-olds hyperventilating before the beat drops. Alysa Liu just proved there is another way. This isn't just a personal victory. She is completely flipping the script on Olympic success. She shows us that pressure does not have to be a death sentence. Joy is a competitive weapon. A healthy perspective makes you dangerous, not weak. You can buck the system, ignore the politics, choose peace, and still take home the gold. She hated this sport enough to quit cold turkey. Now she stands atop the podium as the undisputed Olympic champion. Tonight she skates to the Pink Panther with a real smile, living proof that happiness brings home the hardware. While her rivals cracked under the weight of the rings, Alysa was having the time of her life, and she won gold because of it. Is Alysa's laid-back vibe the future of elite sports? Can you reach the pinnacle without letting the pressure grind you into dust? Sound off in the comments. Smash that subscribe button because we are breaking down her Pink Panther routine tonight. The happiest Olympian alive is changing the game forever.